If this reading found you today, I feel like you are standing right in between the life you've been trying to leave behind and the life that's slowly beginning to open for you, because the energy here feels deeply transitional. And honestly, I think many of you have been so focused on surviving, working, healing, or simply keeping yourself together that you may not fully realize how much your life is actually beginning to change. With the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck, Spirit is immediately showing me emotional renewal, a new emotional beginning, a reopening of the heart, healing, love, peace, overflow. But what's important is that this Ace of Cups feels earned. This doesn't feel like fantasy energy. It feels like emotional restoration after a difficult cycle. And honestly, I think some of you forgot what it felt like to genuinely feel hopeful again. The first card out is the Eight of Pentacles. This is work, dedication, consistency, building something little by little. And I have to say, Spirit keeps acknowledging how hard you've been trying lately. This feels like someone who has been focused on improving themselves, improving their life, improving their future. For some of you, this absolutely connects to work, business, school, content creation, finances, or learning new skills. But emotionally, this feels deeper too. This is somebody rebuilding themselves quietly, trying to become more disciplined, more stable, more intentional. And honestly, I feel like many of you have been healing through productivity, keeping your mind busy, staying focused, trying not to emotionally spiral by putting your energy into growth. And I actually don't think that that's entirely unhealthy here, because this card feels productive, not avoidant. You're trying to create a future for yourself that feels secure. Then we move into the Three of Wands, and this tells me your energy is expanding. You're beginning to look beyond your current circumstances. This is future energy, planning, waiting for opportunities, wanting more for your life, feeling like something bigger is out there for you. And honestly, I think your spirit has outgrown where you currently are. That message feels strong. Some of you are no longer emotionally satisfied with staying small, staying stagnant, or settling for environments and situations that limit your growth. You want expansion now. And I think that's why the next card, the Devil, shows up. Because whenever somebody begins evolving, the things that kept them trapped start fighting harder for their attention. This card feels like attachment, old patterns, temptation, fear, obsessive thoughts, unhealthy emotional cycles. And honestly, I think for many of you, this is mental more than physical. This feels like the voice inside your head that keeps trying to pull you back into old versions of yourself. The version that doubted themselves, the version that settled, the version that believed struggle was all they deserved. And Spirit keeps showing me someone who is trying to move toward a healthier future while still battling old fears internally. For some of you, this could absolutely involve a person or connection that feels difficult to fully release. A toxic attachment, an emotional cycle, a situation you know is draining you but still feel energetically tied to. And I need you to hear this. The devil often loses power the moment you become fully conscious of the pattern. Awareness changes everything. Because some of you are beginning to recognize that what once felt emotionally irresistible may actually have been emotionally familiar, and those are not the same thing. Then we move into the Ace of Pentacles, and honestly, this feels huge because Spirit is showing me a genuine new opportunity entering your life, a new beginning that has real long-term potential. This could absolutely involve money, career, business, a home, stability, or a physical opportunity. But emotionally, this feels like grounded alignment. Something real, something healthy, something capable of growing. And what I love is that this ace comes after the devil. That matters because it tells me this opportunity becomes available once you begin releasing the things that were keeping you spiritually and emotionally stuck. For some of you, the biggest thing blocking your next chapter has not been external circumstances. It's been attachment to old energy, old pain, old fear, old habits, old stories about yourself. And honestly, I think Spirit is trying to show you that your future cannot fully arrive while your energy is still chained to the past. Then we end with the Six of Swords. And this card feels like emotional transition, leaving turbulence behind, moving toward peace, slow healing, distance from emotional chaos. This is not overnight transformation. This is gradual release. And honestly, I think that's why this reading feels so real, because it's not pretending healing is instant. The Six of Swords says, you may still feel emotional waves sometimes, but you are no longer where you used to be. That matters. Some of you are being way too hard on yourselves because you still occasionally think about the past, feel triggered, or experience moments of doubt. But Spirit keeps showing me progress here. You are moving forward even if it's slower than you expected. And underneath all of this is the Ace of Cups, which tells me the destination here is emotional fulfillment, a softer life, a more open heart, a healthier connection to yourself, possibly even new love for some of you. But most importantly, this feels like emotional renewal after a period of depletion. And honestly, I think some of you are finally getting to understand that peace is not boring. Peace is healing. Because when people spend long periods of time in survival mode, chaos can start feeling normal. And this reading feels like your soul slowly detaching from chaos and remembering what stability feels like again. That's beautiful. So if this reading resonated, take what connected and leave what didn't. But this genuinely feels like a transition out of emotional survival and into something much more aligned. You are building a new life right now, even if you cannot fully see it yet. And Spirit keeps repeating, do not return to what you already prayed to escape.